Christian music is always looking for their representative.
Christian community as a whole remind me of the uncool kid who has a cool friend and wants everyone to know that they're their friends.
It's like, hey, God, I know you picked the foolishness of preaching, but what if we did this other marketing strategy? What if we got some celebrities?
I want to know your thought, okay? Not to about him specifically, but about your thought about how the Christian community holds him as a Christian artist. He's being played on Christian radio stations, right? I don't know because I don't follow with tours or whatever, but for a long time he was, doing a lot of different events that were Christian affiliated and whatnot.
Right.
So, what are your thoughts about how the Christian community is not just recently, but has kind of always lifted up NF as their artist?
Yeah. I think what I see is Christian music is always looking for their representative.
Amen. Yep.
Somebody that they can point to and say, hey, that guy's one of ours.
Yep.
Somebody that's accepted in the culture, somebody that's popular, that is a rising star, that is so super talented that we think can break that stereotype of Christian music being cheesy.
Yeah.
And so, people like I was listening to NF back, Flame Start Over featuring NF.
Right.
Like, when he's proclaiming the name of Jesus, and, mansion and therapy session and, perceptions and, just following his music. And I felt that in myself, like going to defend him because I wanted that representative, somebody that, somebody that's not a Christian. I could be like, hey, you like NF?
Yep.
Like, yeah, I like NF.
Yep.
And they're like, oh, did you know he's a Christian artist? You like a Christian artist. And then like, that's like a gateway into, I can show them Lecrae, I can show them Andy Mineo, I can show them KB and start working them into more and more overtly Christian music.
Yeah.
But here's NF as kind of like that gateway. Like, hey, you like NF? Did you know he's a Christian? So like, when I caught myself doing that, I'm like, nah, I don't like that at all. I don't like that at all. I have other problems with NF's music that we could talk about if you want. Just kind of how he presents himself.
I'm down for whatever. Like I said earlier, I'm not trying to be a Christian TMZ platform. I feel like we got a couple of those in the Christian space anyways. And, I get it. Drama sells, right? The headlines. And I mean, even this video, I'm definitely clipping it, of course. And as Nisha says, clickbait, except it's the positive clickbait because we're actually going to talk about what I got you to click on. But yeah, man, I think you hit it on the head, bro. That was kind of like the main thing that I've always said, not even just about NF, just anybody in general. When when Kanye got saved, the first thing, with him making Jesus King and everything else, like actually, even back when I was first starting to become a Christian and he made Jesus Walks, like to see how fast all these Christian communities were like, oh, Kanye is Christian now. He's making Christian music. And I'm like, wow, you guys. And it's funny because, again, I wasn't really raised up in church at all. So coming into this Christian culture, right, into this churchianity, I saw the same thing that you were talking about where I was like, yo, like, you guys almost remind me, Christian community, and I won't speak for all, but just, broad stroke here, Christian community as a whole remind me of the uncool kid who has a cool friend and wants everyone to know that they're their friends, right? Right. That the reason the reason that they are validated now is because of this one person. And you said it. Right. Christians always want a champion. They always want to find somebody of some celebrity status. That would be even better, right? Justin Bieber as well, right? There's many different artists. And it's I feel like for me it's aggravating because it makes me think, is Jesus not enough? Like, is he not enough that your walk with him, that your salvation, your eternal salvation is hinged on if somebody cool likes Jesus?
No, and it what bothers me about it is that Christians are always trying to reinvent. It's like, hey, God, I know you picked the foolishness of preaching, but what if we did this other marketing strategy? What if we got some celebrities to promote it for us? What if we got in with the cool kids? What if we got in with the hierarchy? What if we got in with the upper echelons of society and we kind of worked our way in there, covert style, and then pop up, hey, we're Christian, after everybody likes us. And then we just uno reverse, haha, now you like Christians, and we can get Christ in that way instead of the foolishness of preaching, which is what Paul talked about, right? God chose. He could have picked any other way to spread the gospel, but he chose the foolishness of preaching. And so that bothers me. Also, when we are so quick to put these people on a platform.
Yes.
When Kanye got saved, when Justin Bieber got saved, when all these celebrities get saved and we immediately hold them up as our champion, bro, they are infants in the faith. Why are we holding these people up? Because now they're getting hit with the hard questions and they're having every move scrutinized. And so you see what happens with Kanye, right? You're just like, oh, who's judging him hardest, right? He said that in Jesus King, that album, right?
Yep.
Who's judging him hardest? The Christians. And so that makes him draw away from the body.
Right.
And so a lot of them, unfortunately, end up heading right back into the world, and they're more crazy. And then people are like, hey, I thought this guy was a Christian. And then we have to ditch that champion and go find another one. So that bugs me because they're like, hey, man, let's disciple these people. Yeah, it's great Kanye gets saved. Let's get him discipled. Let's get him on a firm foundation before we go throwing him out there as a champion.
Yeah. No, I agree, man. I agree. I think that's really important. Mr. Chihuahua says, and the cool kid don't even know you from a bar of soap. And that's true.
That's
true.
That's true.
You're so hyped up that this cool person, this celebrity of some sort or whatever, this public figure, whatever it is like, rejoice about their salvation, not that they are now Team Jesus. So now you're cool because they're cool. And it's like, they don't know who you are. Kanye has no idea who you are. You bought all of his stuff. You listened to all of his stuff, BC and now. Like what? Like he still don't know who you are. So again, that brings me back to like, is Jesus just not enough? That like we have to find, like you said, validation from someone else who doesn't even know who we are. And so when we say, hey, in short, let me tell you about Jesus, you know, the same Jesus that so-and-so likes, they're going to be like, well, I know who so-and-so is. I don't know who you are. Why would it matter? And why, like, the power of your testimony is what speaks volume to people. Right? The way that you live, especially if they've known you before, right? Present, future. Your testimony is what hits harder than somebody else's testimony. Justin Bieber's testimony is his own, right? Dante Bowe's is his own, right? Matt Chandler, it's their own story, right? But the people who know you want to know your story. They want to know why it specifically impacted you and how do you live through it because of that, right? So I think all of that is definitely true. I think to go back to NF, where I'm wanting people to pump the brakes on, and so I say this all the time. I'm a natural born hater with love and grace. Okay, so I'm not hating on him musically, like you said. He's an amazing, talented person, right? But you don't go from 5 albums of telling me how hard your life is, how sad it is, how depressed you're going through, how everybody's against you. Okay. You can't go through 5 albums of that and then drop a song, right, and go in and seemingly be in a good place, which I'm thankful for. Like I'm happy.
Right.
I am legit excited that there is hope, right, as his song is, okay?
Yeah.
But like the conversation we've been having, but for everybody else, because I know how Christians are, I'm like, pump the brakes, slow down, let's see this walk out. Let's see how he continues to speak, right? To live out, right? You know, his opening line, I believe, was said something along the lines of like, believe your heart, whatever makes you happy, something like that. I got don't quote me on that, but his opening line was something that kind of made me go, I don't know about that. But again, excited for everything else. But no, Nish, I don't want him to be depressed, eternally depressed. Although I think that's one thing. Sorry, I'm talking so long, but
no, you're good.
I think that's one thing that also concerned me. If you ever want to get really upset, look at the comments of anything. Like just look at the comments of anything. And that's the fastest. Yeah. I got to keep reminding myself, stop looking at the freaking comments. Comments. But people immediately going, they're upset that it's a new NF, right? That they're kind of speaking to him or about him as if like, hey, I was able to understand or felt understood through your pain. So now you seeming to get out of your pain, I'm no longer able to be heard through your music. And now I'm mad. I need you to continue to stay there as I try to figure out how to get out of there. You know?
The only thing I agree with everything that you said up until the last thing is I'm trying to get out of here because I think in our society we have made it okay.
Yes, I agree.
For you to eternally stay in your mentally ill state.
That's fair.
You're not looking to get out. You're not looking, and that's why I think a lot of people are mad at NF now with Hope because he's actually starting to heal.
Yep.
At least that's what he's saying.
Right.
Is I'm starting to heal through all this pain. And they're like, no, what are you doing? I'm losing my representation in my music. How am I supposed to be able to be like sad boy hours, put my hoodie on, put my hood up and just walk out in the rain listening to NF if I got to listen to Hope now? Right.
Yeah.
But that was always something that kind of bugged me about NF's music was he was always pointing at the problem, but never offering the solution. And as a Christian, we know what our hope is, right? You can talk about being depressed. You can talk about, having all this trauma, but you're a Christian, right?
Yep.
I thought Jesus was supposed to wipe every tear from our eye. I thought he was supposed to put, a bruised flax he would not, a bruised reed he would not break a smoking flax he would not quench. He's gentle with us. He works with us. He redeems us, remakes us, all of that. But you're not offering that. You're not offering the solution. You're just like, hey, I'm depressed and I have all these mental illnesses. And everybody's like, yeah, me too. And then we're just content to sit there for five albums. And then now you want to come in with hope after so long. Of having this, so that was always my issue with NF's music and why I don't really like, I still listen to NF. I love NF's music. I listen to it because he's an awesome rapper. He's an awesome musician.
Right.
And I listen to it for style, just like I listen to Tech Nine. I listen to J. Cole. I listen to these worldly artists, not because I agree with any of their message. But because I want to learn their techniques. I want to learn from you. I'm listening to you because I like your sound and I want to learn how you did it. I don't agree with anything that you're saying.
Yeah.
And unfortunately,
Yeah.
And
fair.
unfortunately, like NF has kind of drifted toward that, where I'm just like, I agree with less and less and less of what you're saying.
Yeah.
I like it. I like the sound though.
Right.
Don't get me wrong. I like the sound, but I do not agree with what you're saying.
Yeah.
Hopefully that comes back with this new album, but we'll see.
Hey, if you liked any of this content and you found some value in it, make sure that you like, subscribe, and of course, share it. Also, if you're interested in some more, go ahead and check out these videos. Till next time, grace and peace. Adios.